Sydney, how you going? Beautiful day, thanks so much for coming out today. That's part of your weekend, thanks for coming out. Thanks to Arnie G. Monroe for that welcome to country, and thanks to the organisers as well. My name's Mckinnon, I'll be your MC this afternoon. These are the same guys who first got the March and the Busted Budget Rally started a couple of years ago, so if you're happy that Tony Abbott is the Prime Minister anymore, give him a round of applause. The speakers you're going to hear from today don't have much in common, not on the face of it. The speakers are the groups they represent. They're community organisers, they're activists, they're politicians of different stripes, they're filmmakers, they're DJs, they're writers. One of the program's Rage. There you go. Hit him up for some requests later. Get into it. But all these different people, from all these different places, they have a pretty powerful thing in common. The actions of Mike Baird's state government have made them sit up and wonder, whose city is this? Whose city is this? That's the question that brought you here. Whose city is this? Alright. You're on voice today, alright? Doesn't matter what your issue is. Whether it's WestConnex ruining your community, or it's your local council getting the sack, or the lockouts gutting Sydney's nightlife, or coal seam gas and mining companies ruining the environment, or sniffer dogs invading people's privacy, or police officers abusing elected representatives who speak out about it, or the police getting the power to jail protesters and ban people from public spaces, or pensioners in Millers Point getting kicked out of their houses, or the indigenous artefacts they're bulldozing over in Randwick to put the light rail in, or the privatisation of disability services, shame, or the fig trees in Centennial Park getting chopped down, or the $38 million white elephant that is the Tippecanoe Bridge over Anzac Parade. People getting fined more for riding a bicycle on the footpath than for speeding in the school zone. Or for TAFE getting gutted to finance dodgy private colleges. Or James Packer's monstrosity of a casino going up on public land. That's right. Or the women's shelters that have had to shut. Or the fact that now, in 2016, abortion in New South Wales is still illegal. Or maybe just in general. There are a few. It's a long list. Maybe just in general that instead of a government that this city and this state deserves, we are run instead by a group of the most morally bankrupt, casually authoritarian, religious fundamentalist, ethically compromised, unapologetically mediocre bunch of brutes. You can imagine. Mike Baird, Troy Grant, Duncan Gay, Andrew Scipione, people so devoid of imagination, so consumed by pettiness and cynicism that the only use they can think of for the immense power given them is not to make vulnerable people's lives better, or to pursue a vision of what this state could be, but to act as errand boys for the rich and the powerful. To rubber stamp financially ruinous, environmentally disastrous mega projects whose only purpose is to flatter the vanity of their financiers. To allow one of the greatest cities on earth to be turned into a concrete graveyard in exchange for checks cut to party head office every election year. And to enshrine their bigotries and casual prejudices into law in their spare time. Doesn't matter what your issue is. At some point, you all ask yourself the same question. Whose city is this? Whose state is this? You looked around and you had your answer. Because the truth is, at the moment, we don't run this city. We don't run this state. This government doesn't work for the people who voted for it. It works for the corporations that paid for it. Mining and CSG companies, property tycoons, gambling establishments, corporate predators intent on turning this city into a gated compound for the mega-rich and their tax write-offs, into a sick playground where the wealthy can prey on the weak, the poor, the black, the brown, the unemployed and the vulnerable at their leisure. Shame. We live in a state where the Premier and our own government regard us with a mixture of fear and contempt. A government so terrified of its own people that it makes protest illegal, bans any form of democracy it finds inconvenient, and equips a politicised and militarised police force with any power necessary to enforce its agenda. This isn't a question of conflicting ideas. This isn't a question of political differences. This is about whether we live in a democracy or just the appearance of one. When you march on state parliament this afternoon, remember, the only thing more potent than their contempt for you is their fear of you. They know their power is predicated on your apathy, on your weariness, on your willingness to throw up your hands and say, it's all too hard, I can't keep fighting anymore. But if we are smart, if we are engaged, if we are informed, if we are angry and persistent, their days are numbered. The collection of entitled non-enemies that is the New South Wales government and the grinning predator in a suit who leads them are no match for us, and they're about to learn that. Let's get our act together. Let's march on state parliament.